Hey guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Today I am here with a new super easy album. This album measures 8 by 8. We have 4 easy interactive pages.
I left the hall light on.
Hi guys, so welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be creating a new 8 by 8 mini album. This book is going to be super easy, more in the simple side with still some fun interactive features in it as well. And so if you're a beginner album maker, this is probably a really good book for you to start with. And so yeah, hope that you guys enjoy the tutorial. So I also will have a cutting guide on the description box if you would like to have your pieces cut ahead and just put it together with me. So let's take a look. So when we open this book, we do have the 4 signature pages on a simple easy hinge system, and then the first page is going to be a gatefold. We also do have a pocket page on each one of these pages. Then on the next page, this opens to the side and it opens like that. Then over here, this is a sliding feature, so it slides to the side. We also have the pocket page here as well. And then on the next page, we have a little flap, and then this piece that expands to the side as an accordion fold. This next page opens down, and then this piece here opens up like that, so you can put it like this, or you can put this one on top. And then here we have another pocket page, and as you can see, these pages lay down really flat. We have another fold out on this side, and then these 2 pages are my twin pages, so these both open to the side like that. Another pocket page here, and then this opens up, and this is a pocket on this last page. So I'm also going to be having these books available on the website. I have that link below. I do have the options of the red, white, and craft color of the same design. So I want to have all of that link below, but now let's go ahead and make this together. Okay, so to make this book, we are going to be using some chipboard. So I went ahead and cut 2 pieces of chipboard at 8 by 8 and 1 piece at 8 by 3. You're also going to need some double-sided tape. I used the 3/8 of an inch, and you're going to need some crafting tools, some glue. I used the art glitter glue, and we're also going to be using some cardstock. For this entire book, I'm going to be using 65-pound cardstock. As you can see, I am making these on the color of red, but of course you can choose any color and that you like. And so yeah, that is all you are going to need for this book. So let's get right in. So we're gonna start by joining the cardstock pieces. So I'm using 3 of these 8.5 by 11, and I'm just gonna make one long section here. Okay, so I'm gonna add these 2 together, and then I'm going to add this other one here as well. Okay, and then I'm going to be bringing my chipboard pieces and add double-sided tape to these. So I do also want to let you know that I will have a cutting guide for these particular book here, and I am actually working on a restock for the website. So these are going to be listed on the website. You have the option for the red cardstock, and I will also be making some on the white cardstock as well. So I'm just gonna add my double-sided tape over here like that, and there you go. Okay, so now we're just gonna press down on your tape, and we're going to remove the tape here. So take this out, and then place this piece right at the center. Okay, Then you're going to add the two other chipboard pieces, one on each side, and you're gonna leave a little space between these two. So I'm just gonna add this one here and add or leave a little space in between. And then I'm going to do this piece here. Okay, and then add this to the other side. So we're just gonna place that again, leaving a little space between the two, and press down. And then we're going to cut and remove all of the extra. So I am going to cut and then you also want to cut the corners. So I'm gonna take a big slice out, and you want to leave a little section between where you're cutting and your chipboard. And I'm gonna do this here again. And cut. Okay, and then cut this here. And okay, so next you want to add your double-sided tape all along the sides. Okay, so we're gonna add that on each side. Same thing here. And I'm going to put that on this side. So then we are going to fold the cardstock. So you just want to fold this up and slowly press down, and then you're going to press down with your score tool, and there you go. Now we're just going to remove the tape, and I'm going to add some glue here also. Okay, so on this empty space I'm just gonna add some glue, and we're going to press down. Okay, so press down, score on the bending line, and then press down. And then you also want to go around the chipboard here and press down onto your cardstock. Okay, now we are going to do the same on the other side. So fold this up and press down, and then we're going to open that up, remove the tape, and then add some glue on this side here, and press here. And then again we're going to score on these bending lines, and then go around the chipboard. And now we're just going to do the same here. So fold and press down, and then we're going to remove the tape and add your glue here. And there we go. And now we are going to do the same for this other side. Fold, press down, and then remove the tape and add your glue and press down. So now we're going to use our lightweight cardstock. I went ahead and cut two pieces at 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, and one piece at 4.5 by 7 3/4. And we're going to glue this one first here. So this is gonna go on our spine. So I'm just gonna add my glue, and then you also want to add glue right next to the gap section here. So just gonna do all of that, and then we're going to place these down, and we're going to press. Okay, and then you want to let this dry, let all that air and let the glue set. So we're gonna wait on that for a couple minutes, and then we are going to add the two 7 3/4 by 7 3/4 pieces, and these are gonna go one on each side. So I'm just gonna add this one here, and then we're going to glue the other one on the other side. Okay, so let's place this piece here, and there we go. So now we are just going to score along the bending lines. Okay, so again, make sure that you allow for this to dry, press down, and then we are going to score. So I'm going to use my ruler, and you're going to see the little score marks on the top and bottom for the gaps, and just gonna give it a gentle score, and same thing on the other side, gentle score. And then we're gonna fold these up, and as you fold, you want to press down on that bending line and slowly lift this up. And then if you see any bubbles forming, just go ahead and press down, and you should have a nice clean folding line. And now let's do this on the other side. I like to turn it because I just work best with this hand. And so you're gonna press or score here as you fold these up, and you're gonna fold this up slowly, and there you go. And then you have a nice clean bending line on your spine. So that is gonna be the base for your book. And now let's work on the pages. So for the base pages, we are going to cut 4 pieces at 7.5 by 8.5. Okay, and so let's do a couple more here. So 7.5 right there by 8.5 here. And we are going to score these pieces along the 8.5. We're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 1 inch. Okay, so I'm just gonna score at 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and we are going to do the same for all 4 pages, 1/2 inch and 1 inch and 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and again 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And then I'm going to fold along these lines. Okay, so we're gonna fold and fold and fold along the score lines, and again fold along the score line. Then I'm going to cut 4 pieces, and these are going to be 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so we are going to cut these at 8 inches by 8.5. Okay, so we're gonna do 8, and this is gonna be by 8.5, and again here 8 by 8.5, and we are going to score along the 8 inches at 1/2 inch, and along the 8.5 we're going to score at 1/2 and at 8. And I'm going to do the same so 1/2 inch, and then 1/8, and then same here again, 1/2 inch, and then 1/8, and 1/2 inch, and then 1/8. And these are all going to be what is gonna make our pocket page. So we're gonna cut the corners where the score lines meet. You wanna cut those out, and then I'm gonna do these 2 other ones. So cut and cut, and then we are going to fold along the score lines. So let's go ahead and fold. Take this to the side and fold. Okay, and I'm just gonna do all of these pieces here really quick. So I'm just gonna fold and fold. And as I fold here, I just want to answer a couple questions that I had about memberships, and what's the difference between the memberships and the Patreons. So if you joined my YouTube membership, every month you get a bonus tutorial video, which could be a tutorial like this. Sometimes that you finish with decorating and the paper and everything, and then you also get a technique video depending the level that you join the memberships. So with the technique, I show you different ways to do pop-ups and things like that. And you can also get one live class every month. So we're gonna be having a class. I don't know if this video will go after the class, probably, but yeah, we have one live class every month. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue this down on top of the page. So you want your score lines to be on the left side, and I'm just gonna fold those back so I can get a nice line here. And then we're gonna glue the pocket with the opening on the right side. So I'm gonna add my glue and add my glue here and add my glue here, and we are just going to place one on top of the other and press down. So that way now we have a pocket page with an easy hinge system. And I'm going to repeat this step for the other 4 pages or 3 pages here. So again, I'm just going to add the pockets, line this up, and have the opening to the right side. Okay, so back to the question for Patreon. The difference is for Patreon, I create a digital collection every month. So depending on the level of the membership that you want to join for Patreon, which is a separate website from YouTube, you can find the link on the description box. For Patreon, I create a digital collection, and so you can join the level where you only access the digital collection, or you can join the next level, which is the digital collection plus a tutorial using that collection. So every month we have a different theme, and I send you, or you can download from Patreon, the digital collection, and then we work on the tutorial, and it is a full-size mini album. It's like a bigger project than the bonus tutorial on YouTube, so it's like a video class pretty much. And if you join the Crafty Wizard level also on Patreon, that one has all of the above. Like, it has the digital collection, it includes the tutorial, and then I also include a cutting guide with that. So you also have the PDF with the links, with the measurements. That is something new that I am adding. And then I also every so often add extra videos like a scrapbook page, interactive scrapbook page of for the month, which I actually need to finish my last one that I wanted to do, but I try to do some more of that type of kind of like extra videos. All of that goes onto the Crafty Wizard. Sometimes I do vlogs about a day in the studio, how I manage my crafting business and things like that. So right now I'm just evening the pages to make sure that when I added my pockets and they all still look pretty even. Sometimes we get a little off. And there you go. So those are the questions. If you have any more questions on the memberships, let me know on the comments and I'll be happy to answer all of your questions. Okay, so after I even this one out, we are now gonna be ready to work on the pages. So we're gonna be calling this page 1 and this page 2 for this tutorial. So we're gonna go ahead and start really quick with page 1. So we are going to cut 2 pieces at 7.5 by 4.25. Okay, and I'm just gonna do that here. And we're going to score along the 4.25 at 1/2 inch. Okay, and then same here, 1/2 inch. And then we're going to fold and fold along the score lines. And we are going to bring our page 1 and add some glue. And then we're gonna put one on each side, and this is gonna go on top of your pockets. Okay, so we're gonna put one and one here, and we're just gonna line this up right there and press down. Okay, and then so this is gonna be our first page, which is our gatefold page. Okay, and there we go. So now we're gonna work on page 2. So for page number 2, I'm going to cut one piece, and this is gonna be 7.5 by 7. So I'm gonna do here 7 by 7.5, and then I'm going to use the other piece, and this is going to be 4 by 7.5, and so we're going to score along the 7 inches. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, and along the 4 inches we're gonna score at 1/2 inch. And then I'm just going to fold along the score lines. Okay, and we're going to bring our book, and we're gonna place the large piece on the left side and place this one here, press down, and then open this up, press down, and then we're going to add the other piece on the right side. Okay, and then make sure that you stay clear of this bending line. You want to make sure this still folds. Okay, so press down. I'm gonna open that up and press here again, and that is gonna be our page number 2. Okay, so opens and opens. Now let's put this to the side and work on page number 3. So for page 3, I am going to cut one piece here at 7.5 by 7.5. And I always like to add interactive features to the book, even though this is more of like a simple, easy tutorial. This feature is also really easy to make. So we're gonna cut one piece at 1 inch by 8.5, and then I'm going to cut another piece at 1 inch. I'm gonna use this by 3 inches. Okay, and so we're going to score these two pieces here. So along the 8.5, we're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 8, and along the 3 inches, we're going to score at 1 1/8 and at 2 1/4. And then we're just gonna fold and glue these together. So this is gonna be a loop. And then we're gonna pass this piece through and fold the 1/2 inch sections back like that. And then we're gonna bring our page, which is our page 3, and we're gonna place this belt piece right along the top. So I'm gonna add my glue and place this down here. Okay, and then we're going to press this piece down or push it all the way to the left, the loop, and we're going to add glue on a little loop and place our 7.5 by 7.5 piece on top. And just give that a minute to dry. And then this is simply going to be a nice sliding feature here. And there you go. Now let's work on page number 4. So for page 4, I'm going to use a full sheet here and cut this at 7.5. And so this is going to be 7.5 by 11. And we're going to score along the 11 inches at 5 1/4 and at 10.5. And then we're going to fold and fold along the score line. Then I'm going to cut another piece. Let me see if this is big enough. Yes. And so this is going to be 3.5 by 4. Cut this at 4, and this is by 3.5, and we're going to score this piece at 1/2 inch along the 4 inches. Okay, and fold. Now let's bring back our page or our book here, and we're going to glue this piece on the left side. Okay, so this is our accordion fold, left side, press down. And then the small little piece we are going to glue on the right side of the page. And just at the center right here. So press down, this is gonna open and open this accordion folds. And there you go. So those are gonna be our pages 3 and 4. I'm gonna put those here in a little pile. And then we're gonna work on page number 5. So for page number 5, I am going to cut a piece, and this is going to be 7.5 by 7.5. Okay, so 7.5 by 7.5, and then I'm going to cut another one at 5.5 by 7.5, and so we are going to score again at 1/2 inch. So for the big piece, we're just gonna score at one of the sides. Okay, so fold. And for the 5.5 by 7.5, we're going to score along the 5.5 at 1/2 inch. And then just fold. And we're going to bring our page. So this is my cut piece. Bring our next page. Again, you want your score lines to the left. And we are going to glue the large piece along the bottom of the page. Okay, so we're going to place this like that. And press down. And then I'm going to add my glue and place this one along the top. So you want to open this down to make sure we're not gluing that in, and add this along the top and press down and press down. I do want to even this out because the page is a little bit uneven, and there we go. So now we have a nice clean side. And so yeah, so that was page number 5, and now we're gonna work on page 6. So pages 6 and 7 are actually going to be what I call twin pages. They're just similar pages. So we are going to cut, let me bring my cardstock here, 2 pieces at 7.5 by 7.5. Okay, so very simple again. And we're going to score along one of the sides at 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna score at 1/2 inch and at 1/2 inch. And then we're going to fold along the score lines. And so we're gonna bring back our page. So that's the back here. So this is page number 6. And we're going to add the glue. Place this on the left side. Okay, and then just press down. And then for the next page, which is page number 7, you want your score lines to be on the left side, and we're gonna add this piece on the right side. So let's add the glue and place this here on the right side and press down. And there you go. So now these are going to open to one side, and this is going to open to the other side. And so for this page, I'm going to use a piece that is 8.5 by 6.5, and so we are going to score along the 8.5 at 1/2 inch and at 8. And along the 6.5, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. And we're going to cut the corners here. This is going to be another pocket. And we're going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so just fold right here. And then we're going to glue this piece on the back. So we're just going to place that right there, and I'm going to add my glue and add my glue on each side here. And we can put it upside down. You can also put it side to side like that. And so I'm just going to place this piece right over on this side and press down. Okay, so press down. And then I do want a closure for this pocket, so I'm gonna use another piece. Let me just put this page here. And this piece I'm going to cut at 7.5. Okay, and then this is going to be, I'm just using the leftover piece, so this is by about 3.5. Okay, and so 3.5 by 7.5, and we are going to fold along the score line and just glue this piece along the top. And so we're just gonna put that right up here and line this up, do the pocket, and also make sure that we are not gluing on that bending line. Okay, so press down, open that up and press down. And so, okay, so now we have all of our pages ready, and we're gonna add this to our, okay, so now we have our base, we have our pages, and we are ready to add this to our book. So I'm going to start with our last page, and we're gonna go from the back to the front. So we are going to add glue on this 1/2 inch section. You can also use your double-sided tape if you like. And we're going to place this right next to that bending line on the back, and you want to center these up and down within your spine. Okay, and then press down, and then we're going to fold these and press down. And then we're gonna add the next page, and we're gonna leave a little separation in between the pages when you glue that. So you want to leave just a little, maybe 1/8 of an inch in between these pieces here when you're gluing, and press down. Okay, and then we're going to fold this back, and again leave a little separation, and we're gonna glue this last piece here. Okay, so I'm just gonna space that out a little bit and place this piece, and I'm adding that little separation a little bit wider than the 1/2 inch that we're gluing, so that way you can add another piece of your design paper and cover those gusses. And so there you go. So that is going to be our super easy book here. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. I hope that you give it a try, and I hope that you enjoy decorating your book and filling it up with memories. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.
See you talk about health, but is it really that healthy? How you fulfill yourself?